What's up, guys and gals? Welcome to the Nerd Castle for Weekly Indie Newcomer, my Friday series where we take a look at an indie game and plow our way through it to see if it's worth our attention. Today we're going to be taking a look at Dex, which is in development by Dreadlock. It's currently in early access, and the game's been in development for about 5 months, and I've seen it grow fairly tremendously since I first laid my hands upon it, and so I figured we'd check it out today and see if there's anything worth mentioning here. If you've never played Dex before, what it is, it's a side-scrolling 2D action RPG in which you take control of a character in a cyberpunk dystopian future who is attempting to just like solve quests and make money. At the end of the day, I think profit is king, and that's what you're going for. Although there is a main quest line, I don't think I've done it as of right now. There are a lot of quests and things around, but you can probably get rid of all the gameplay and finish it off in about 2 hours to 2.5 hours right now. But the game is expanding fairly quickly. It does have a lot of rough edges, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a strange game that I think deserves attention because it's not the common game that you see release. It's a very, very weird title. So anyways, without further ado, let's play ourselves some Dex. Okay, and so we are in Taizhou province, and this is our character, and this is the way that the game is presented to the player. It's a 2D side-scrolling platforming action RPG, and it's hard to tell people about this game because it's drawing on a lot of influences here. I would say that if the game was trying to be something, it would be like, It's Comic Zone mixed with Flashback is the two that really come together for me. It kind of really resembles the games that came out during the period of like the middle 90s where the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis were still in like that platforming phase, but they were starting to incorporate new ideas and try new things out. The game is very edgy. It has a lot of swearing. It does have nudity, so it's definitely probably not a game for... It's got a lot of violence, nudity, bloodshed, swearing, so it's probably not a game you want to plop down in front of your 10-year-old. But at the same time, it does do a good job at representing a future where everybody is miserable and just generally unhappy. Over here you will see that even the Koopa Troopers have they've given into a life of crime. They're spray painting walls. They're just trying to let people know that we used to be here. Like, we used to be the bad guys. Now you have drug-addled thugs. But back in the day, you just used to have little yellow guys with shells on our backs, and you would jump on us and we'd go, "Ploop," and then you would throw our shell around at people, and that was the extent of violence. Even this dog is like, nah, I'm getting out of town. I'm finished right here. If we left-click, we can punch this cop. I try to punch you. Okay, so that cop did not want to be punched. If we right-click, we can kick. WASD allows us to move around. Spacebar makes us jump. The game is compatible with gamepads as of right now. You can play it with an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller. I've only tested the Xbox controller, but I figure since the USB Xbox controller works, just about anything will probably work from, you know, as long as it's not one of those weird, like, 4th or 5th party peripherals that you picked up in, like, Chinatown for, like, $1.50. It'll probably work. So anyways, let's have a look around and see what we can get going with. These right here, if they have an exclamation point above their head, thanks to World of Warcraft, we know that that means that they have a quest or a thing that we can do for them. We can duck right here. If we hold down the shift key, it'll allow us to walk normally. I don't know how that affects things, but later on the developers have said that the game is going to have a fairly extensive stealth system, but as of right now, it's just kind of bare bones. At the moment, it's basically an action beat-em-up RPG. If we press the I key, you can see the menus right here, which are pretty well made. I like the menus. There's something to be said about a nice UI, and as of right now, it's functional, it works, it's not necessarily indicative, there's no tutorial, so a lot of the UI elements, for example, like in order to use a gun, you need to drag and drop it down to this lower bar right here, which is not necessarily denoted in any way. If you saw like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the top right or top left hand corner of these boxes, you would instantly know that they were hot slots, but I have seen people asking around like how you equip a gun after they get one. I figured it out fairly quickly. You just kind of like drag and drop it down to these bottom boxes and it becomes it's a hot box slot. 1, 2, 3, 4 will pull out these weapons, but still you wouldn't know that until you tried it out. We've got the augmentation screen, which is where you can get your dermal armor and your cyber eyes and your augmented hearing and all those various things that make your job a little bit easier. Here's your character sheet, and these are all the implemented stats as of right now. As you beat up enemies and get XP, you will be able to add things into here. Each pip and each one does something a little bit different. If it hasn't been developed yet, like melee for example, it just increases damage flat out. Lock picking just lets you unpick locks, and repick locks, and then it'll speed it up as you get further and further down the chain. Endurance is fairly important, gives you HP and implant slots so that you can get yourself cyberware. There's range slots that do various things from increasing your reload speed to making your guns more stable, allowing you to aim better when you're crouching. First aid allows you to heal a little bit more. It's kind of like one of those skills that hasn't been fully fleshed out yet. Charisma gives you more dialogue options, and hacking allows you to break into people's computers that are sitting around all over the place. At the moment, the game is going to feel very disjointed to a lot of people just because a lot of the features have not been implemented yet. The example that I would give you is there's a quest where you have to rescue a kid from a place, and essentially you can like pick the lock, walk straight in, you like beat up one guy and then walk out, but everybody you talk to like in the front room doesn't seem to like notice or care that you've like broken him out after you do the quest. Like they're still like, welcome back to the blah blah blah, would you like to buy this? So what I mean is like for immersion's sake, a lot of things feel like they're missing but I'm hoping that gets taken care of later on. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a wanted flyer off the wall right here. We've got a missing persons poster. If we bring it up in our inventory, it's a missing person for Shen Zhaolong. And so contact Chuntao in Taizhou. We are in Taizhou right now, and I think Chuntao is in here. And so this is going to be one of the first quests that most people will do inside of the game. We don't really have the skills to do it right now. You need a couple of upgraded skills in order to get it done. But we'll talk to her. Hi, how may I serve you? There's a lot of like, I call it like, oh, I don't know, like English essentially, where there's a lot of like, I think this game was probably written by somebody who's not a native English speaker, and that's perfectly fine. Game development is like a global thing right now, and I appreciate the fact that they're trying to develop it in English while getting the basis of the game down. However, one of the first things a lot of new players will note is that, like, grammatically, a lot of the sentences you'll have to like read them once or twice, or like give them a once over because they're not complete, or they're like fragmented, or they don't seem to make sense. I'm sure that in the original language they made perfect sense. It's just like translations don't necessarily always come over, but I'm hoping that that gets fixed up as the game goes through development. I can reasonably assure you it probably will. It's one of those, I guess, presentation things that a lot of people will care about. Do you know the man on this poster? It says you promised a reward. Of course, it's my brother Shen. Did you find him? Oh, please tell me you found him. No, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea where he might be? If only I knew. He hasn't been home for 2 weeks now, and he didn't say anything before he left. It's all because of this new girlfriend of his, Lily. I'm sure of it. Since they started dating, he changed so much. Spending all of his time with her, wearing new trendy clothes, a new hairstyle, all to impress her, I'm sure. I even suspect that they've been taking drugs together. Let's see here, where can I find this Lily? I only saw her a couple times when she came here with Shen for dinner, and she was always so secretive, evasive about her life. There's something off about her, I just know it. I do know she has a friend, Charlene, I think, who hangs out in the Chinese Quarter and lives downtown. I heard them talk once. If you can find her, maybe she'll know where Shen and Lily are. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Thank you so much. I hope he's alright. Okay, and so we'll jump on out of this place. Look, people still... Oh, I thought she was looking at her cell phone. Never mind. I was going to say, look, it's just like real life. Everybody's just staring at peripherals in the diner. I've noticed that lately. Every time I go into like a restaurant, everybody's just staring at phones, like ignoring each other. Even if they got like 5 people at the table just on their phone. Let's talk to this guy over here. The world's going to hell, you know. Interesting notion. You know what's going on? No. I'm working on my my magnum opus. Is it Magnus opus or magnum opus? I think it's magnum opus. Anyways, my magnum opus, a work that will shift our understanding of technology forever. You might understand. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me down below. You don't look like a typical cultural hero. Appearances might deceive you. I worked for Samio Industries before the big gap. And things happened. I lost my job in my 50s and couldn't find another for 2 years. Everyone said I'm too old to work in IT. I collapsed. Depression, anxiety, my cash ran out. It was a snowball effect, and now I live on the streets, but I continue with my work. Only, I'm still down in the dumps. I have anxiety and need medication to keep up my work. You get me those, and I'll be able to finish it. What's in it for me? Well, if you help me get off the streets, and maybe once I finish my work, I'll remember you. What exactly do you need? Antidepressants. Anxiolytics. Anything to calm down and concentrate on the work. Vanium or any other brand will work. Alright, well, let me see if I can get it for you. God bless you, I'll wait around here. Alright, well I think we can get those from like just about anywhere. I don't know exactly what he needs, but drug dealers seem to be on every corner in this game. It's kind of like that future. Let's have a look around. In fact, I'll show you the map right now. The map is getting fairly impressive, and I have no idea how large it's going to be. I assume it's going to stretch off in both directions and like scroll around and whatnot. The game does feel a little bit small right now, and I say that just because it's in development. It seems like there's a lot of places to go, but most of them are just like 2 or 3 screen links of you like running through before they end, and so it's fairly easy to get out of here. I figure we'll probably go, we'll stick with it. Let's go downtown first. You can fast travel, which I do appreciate. You don't have to run in between maps nonstop, which is like one of those things that I actually really do appreciate. The world also feels delightfully alive. I love the way that the developers have like put things in the background and they fully animated everything. In that way, it does remind me of old Super Nintendo games or maybe early generation PlayStation games, which first came out when both of those systems, like, well, when PlayStation launched, there were a lot of games like this where it was just kind of like messing around with animation and sprites in the background. We can go into, what is this right here? Oh, that takes us to Taizhou. Okay, so it's a big gateway. Alright, and so we go left to get out of here. We'll go back to the Chinese Quarter, and then we'll have a look around and see if maybe there's anybody that we can talk to. They said that Charlene was in the Chinese corner, and it was one of the people that we needed to talk to for that quest. So we'll have a look around. Oh, I got stuck right there for a second. There's that same dog just running away. Hank's guns and ammo, it looks like. Ooh. Hank's got himself a bandana and some posters, and also some fairly large guns. Let's talk to him. He's like, oh, thanks for noticing. Oh, Hank's an old man. Never mind. First timer, huh? I'm looking for a job. You don't look like a tough guy. Nevertheless, I don't need a bodyguard or an assistant, you know. Well, I know my way around and I know how to take care of myself. Gotcha. There's something true. It's not a job, rather an offer. Antiquities. Anything older than 2K, not just weapons. Anything. Engines, machines, watches, paintings. What exactly do you want me to do? As I said, it's not a typical contract, just an offer. You stumble across something dusty, anything old and worth collecting, and you bring it here and I'll give you a decent price. Agreed? Well, it sounds like a deal. If I run into something, I'll stop by. Good. Alright, you can also buy guns from this guy, by the way. You can get yourself, he's got body armor. Oh, it's not implemented yet, but you can get yourself a Nox 17, which is probably a good idea. I think you can get one for free, though, through one of the quests around. I don't know, we'll keep our ear to the ground. There's a lot of fights and a lot of scraps to be had, and you can actually pick up a lot of the things in this game for free if you just keep an eye out for them. We can't go into that building. They said in the Chinese Quarter we would find this other character. Let's have a look around. 101. It looks like it's a doctor's building from what it says on the door. Oh, yeah, it looks like one of those, like, chop shops. Huh, okay. You want hardware? Cyberware? Yeah, he looks like a trustworthy individual. In no means could this ever go wrong. Yeah, I definitely want to be unconscious and under anesthesia around him. My god, that look in his eye. What is this? We can get artificial limbs, which allow us to do a high jump. There's a respirator, which protects us against toxic gas. Got electrostatic conductors, which give us EMP protection. Actually, there's a lot of cool stuff right here. Knee cushioning. Lower sound produced by jumps and falls by 50%. Huh. Lots of cool stuff. Cerebrospinal fluid nano enrichment provides one additional implant slot and does not use an implant slot itself. Weird. Okay, so anyways, there's a lot of cool stuff in this game, and as you can tell, I think they're really going to try and make it into a stealth game. From a lot of the things I've seen around the game, it seems like they want to implement a fairly extensive stealth system for sneaking and running around. It's just not there yet. I think they're focusing on building the map up first, because it seems like most of the updates that I've seen have expanded the map and made it larger and larger. Over the course of the last couple months, I think there's been 2 or 3 updates, so in 5 months there's been 2 or 3. The game has not been moving really quickly, but as I understand, it's being developed by a very small team, so essentially, you're going to be waiting around a little bit if you want the game to get done. This guy over here has another quest too. Alright, feel free to browse the stuff and ask if you need to. Looking for meds, antidepressants. You don't look like the typical person who would need these anyways. Browse my wares. I think I have several packs left. Antidepressants. Let's see here. There they are. So if I just drag and drop... Actually, if you double click, it'll bring one over. I don't want to bring the whole stack over. I'm not going to buy a gun just yet, but I will buy a med kit because they are useful and it's nice to be able to get your health back. Toilet paper, condoms, and porn. They got everything we need here. And guns, just in case afterwards, after you get done relaxing with your personal happy me time, you can go out and grease a few fools real fast in case the mood strikes you. There's porn magazines, just in case you're into that old school shit. Or you can get it on DVD, which apparently we never came up with any better technology after DVD. We just stuck with that. Like, actually, this is Laserdisc. This is an alternate future from the 70s, where enormous, giant discs are the medium of choice. Laserdisc. My parents had Laserdisc when I was a kid. They had a Betamax, too. I think they might still have the Betamax. In fact, they have Star Wars on Betamax, from what I understand. Anyways, that might be valuable. I don't know. Somebody who's a Star Wars collector would have to let me know. Let's look for a job, too, because I think he has one. You look like a street type. Alright, there's a certain issue. When somebody calls you a street type, I'm not sure if that's pejorative or if I should be insulted. Do you mean I live on the streets, or do you mean I look like hood, like I'm thugged out, like I'm ready to roll a fool? My accountant, Mr. William Finch, disappeared. He should have handed over the final version of our sales reports about a week ago. I tried to contact him. I even tried to get to his apartment, but nothing. Maybe he's just late, or maybe he doesn't have the reports ready, but I doubt so. He may have gotten kidnapped or worse, killed. If you can find out what happened to him and bring him here, I could throw in a few hundred creds. You interested? Yeah, I'm on it. Mr. Finch has a small apartment at Dock Street, 112. Last time I checked, he wasn't there, but you may get lucky and catch him at his apartment. Checking out the area and pubs around might be beneficial as well. You could try asking around. Got it, I'll let you know once I find something. So off to Dock Street we go, not to be confused with Dick Street. Dick Street and Dock Street, 2 different areas of town. It's a very close keystroke away. If you miss, you could end up, your map quest could totally screw you right there, so watch out for it. Puns. All of the puns being deployed. Alright, well, everyday guns. Does that mean that you can buy... I'm not even sure what that denotes. Are you actually downplaying your stock? Everyday guns makes it sound like you don't have, like, good guns. You just have, like, the guns that a random street thug would want. I'm like, what kind of guns do you have? Everyday guns. Nothing special. Good day, miss. Take a look at our wares. Many of these are available exclusively here, not anywhere else in Harbor Prime. Any jobs or contracts? I appreciate the offer, but at the moment we have no need for employees or contractors. Feel free to check in again later, though. Alright. Well, there's not a whole lot of firearms or anything in the game right now either. There's 3. There's like the Hassan, the Magnum, and then there's the Nock 17, which are the ones you want to look around for. What's in this building right here? I would urge caution in looking around and like going into places that are like random. People will attack you if you go into houses. There's thugs and like random fights all over the place. You can jump down through layers in that same old school fashion that you would expect by holding down and jumping. What is this? Adonis Island opportunities from Charlene to Frank. Frank, stop trying to talk me into working for you. There's no way I'm going there. Working non-stop, always on drugs, plus there's nothing to do on your damn island. And I heard the stories, Frank. Not everybody makes it back, so I'll keep my freedom, thank you very much. If you could get me some Exalta, though, I can come pick it up at the Aphrodite this weekend. Charlene to Speedy. Damn it, Speedy, you little rascal. Will you stop sending me flowers? Look, you're sweet, but you're only 14, for God's sake. Have a crush on somebody your own age, and stop calling me Carla. That's what my mom used to call me. How do you even know that? Charlene is the girl that we're looking for that other quest, so this is apparently her house that she just like left unlocked and open. Not the best policy if you live in. This place looks a little skeevy. It doesn't look too bad, but it looks a little skeevy. It's on the edge. What's down here? Can I go in there? Lockpicking level 1? Absolute. That's a big rat like that. That is a like size 13 shoe size rat. That thing is enormous. If you stepped on that rat, I think it would lift your foot and be like, hey, watch where you step. It wouldn't actually be crushed or die or anything. What's this? Timmy Larison. You look pretty sad. Did something happen? It's my mother. She's dying of spleen cancer and I can't do anything with it. How do I know you're not just an ordinary beggar? I could take you to her. Then if you can help in any way, you could. You would see her, see how she feels. Alright, I'll follow you, Timmy, because I'm in the business of following people around even though I might get mugged. This is my mother. Mum? Timmy, you brought help? Maybe, I hope so. How much do you need for a spleen transplant? It's around 700. We have some savings, so if you want to help us, 500 would be enough. We understand, it is a lot of money. Once if I get better, we'll find a way to repay you. Alright, well, I'll give them the cash, I guess. Thank you, may God bless you. I'll talk to Doc to schedule the operation, Mom. With this money, we can afford to pay for it, and all should be fine. Here, take this as a token of my gratitude. It's an old family medallion with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It belonged to my mother and grandmother, and now it belongs to you. Now I'll have some rest. Thank you, and may God watch over you. That might be like an old thing that we can sell. You can also go into here, and there's like an elevator shaft. If you push this button, it'll be like, shaft! And it'll bring the elevator shaft up, and then you can go down to the bottom floor if you want. So make sure, like, if you're playing the game that you look around, because there are, like, interesting things to be had all over the place. If you just keep an eye out, there's things to lockpick, there's places to run around to. Wait, there's a first aid. What does that do? It heals me? Huh. Alright, well, we weren't missing any health, but I guess that's fine. Let's run around and see if we can find our way to any trouble. Maybe some combat or something. That guy's got some delightfully red hair. Where are we? The red light district? As denoted by the rampant nudity and nakedness running around. Even on the load screen it's around, so you know it's going to be here. Let's skip this one for right now because I don't feel like editing this episode. We'll go around. I don't really feel like running through with the little censoring thing right now. We need to go to... He said that the guy disappeared in the docks. Let's do that quest right now. See if we can find this guy's accountant. Alright, so welcome to the docks where people wear orange vests and everybody's doing their best to steal and rob from everybody. Steal and rob from the rest. There we go. Hey, you lost, pretty girl? What do you do around here? Me, whatever needs to be done. A lot of fishing, a lot of transport, and all thanks to trusty Clara here. She's been with me all these years and let me down. Never let me down. Who's Clara, your wife? Used to be, but I'm talking about my boat. Isn't she beautiful? Ain't a storm she can't face. I don't see a boat anywhere. Can you tell me about this part of the city, the docks? Well, I can't say it's the safest, but it ain't the worst. Honest workers here and a couple of bad seeds. You know, the big corps keep an eye on us, not to stop any smuggling, but to control it. As long as you don't get in their way, you're free to conduct your own business, if you know what I mean. And there's a whole lot of business going on through here. That's why you see the seagulls circling over your head. Alright, so I assume he's denoting the fact that we're probably going to get killed down in here somewhere. Oh, hell. These guys right here are weak to ducking and punching, so if you wanted to, like, defeat these basic thugs right here, ducking and punching is a great way to go. Oh, that guy's got a gun. Hold on. No, he's shooting me. Stop shooting me. I don't like being shot with firearms. Oh, that guy's gonna try and hammer punch me. Let me see if I can keep out of these dudes' way real Ow. Okay. Big crushing blow to the side of my head. Definitely Ow! He flipped around on me. Bastard. Alright. Well, I'm gonna try not to get punched in my face any longer, and I would prefer not to be shot. Oh, he keeps wheeling around cheese mode style. Alright, well there's 100. Oh man, we're being shot too. Hold on, let me get out of here real fast. We're getting laid into. That's why I bought the med kit, because occasionally it will be helpful. So with this guy in here, does it save his health? Oh, it does. It saves his health configuration. Ow. Alright, so the roll does not make you immune to everybody. We gotta watch out for the guy with the gun, though. He's the one we really gotta worry about. Let me, ow. We don't have a firearm. I don't think I have any real efficient way to fight him right now. So let's get out the door real fast. Let me go back, and since we are outgunned right now, we've got an old Christian medallion. Let's go back to, was it the Chinese Quarter where the guy was? I think it was the Chinese Quarter. We'll try and buy ourselves some more medkits and stuff, and we'll go back, see if we can handle this place. No, I don't want to go that way. That is W.I.N. No, let's go, do I want to go this way? Yeah, we want to be downtown. Downtown seems right. Let's see here. General store. No, we wanted to go to the guy. We wanted to go to Hank with the guns. Where is Hank at? It's a kebab shop. There's a place where I live right now called Habib's Kebabs, and it's the greatest. It's really, really good. Seriously, kebab shops are the best. Although I think it calls itself like Habib's World Famous Kebabs, and I don't think it's world famous. I think that might be a vast overestimation of its notoriety. If it's known worldwide, it's probably not for, it's probably, never mind, I'm not gonna, I just said it was amazing. I can't go back on that now. We can't go back, it's too, there's Hank's place. Awesome, let's drop this off. But you can see what I mean, the game has kind of like that old school flavor where, oh, we can give him the medallion maybe? 125, either way, I'd rather have the med kit though. Give me that, I need a gun too, give me a firearm. Maybe some 9mm to go with it. There we go. Get ourselves a couple of clips. Don't reload in this game, by the way. It'll use up the remainder of your clip and you'll lose the bullets. I've received this medallion. You think it's valuable? Let me have a look. Golden medallion created around the First World War. The mosaic inside is a replica of Christ Pantocrator from the Hagia Sophia. This piece is probably handmade. I'll look further into it and investigate its origins, but it is a good piece. I can offer you 600 credits for it. Sure. I'll take the money. I'm sure you won't miss it, huh? Anyways, here's the cash. My pleasure. I'll see you again. Alright, made a little bit of cash right there. Let me see if I can get myself patched up real quick. We did level from beating up those two guys, so we can now like do some stuff with our skills. I find that lockpicking is probably one of the more valuable skills, so we'll do that first, I guess. Like 2 lockpicking always seems to be the way that I go because lockpicking gives you access to a lot more loot. I'll also put the gun in here. We're not wounded enough right now where I feel as though I should probably use a medkit because they do restore your entire health bar. So I prefer to get as much mileage out of it as I can, but we're about to go in and fight with this guy. Let's see if we can get our shootout on. Oh man, there's a little, okay, so that makes sense actually. They can aim like, yeah, get dealt with. Yeah, there it is, laying down some DACA. That's what I like to see. Let's see if he dropped anything for us. He dropped a lot of blood on the floor. We're definitely going to need a cleanup here somewhere, but looks okay. What's in here? Further problems? A random building. I probably need hacking or something to access some of this, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't look like any of this is lootable. Let me drop down over this. Oh, we can go in here too. Like I said, a lot of the buildings right now are going to feel like they're empty or there's like nothing to do inside of them because like the content hasn't been implemented just yet. But the world is fairly large. Like it's expansive. Like you can walk through all the various buildings. You can see locations, or maybe we don't have the quest yet that brings us back to this location. Either way, let's keep on trucking. What's in here? We can low punch this guy to death. These are the weakest thugs right here, and you can basically just finish them off with low punches if you're so inclined. They'll try and stay out of the way, but it's kind of like old beat-em-up games where everything has a weakness. This guy's is low punches to the groin. You punch him in the dick enough times, he just doesn't want to fight with you anymore. He's like, no, I'm out. It's the secret. That is the secret to martial arts right there. Just keep clipping people down below the belt. They're also fairly weak to being kicked as well. Kicks do a lot of damage, so I would try and rotate them in if you can. There's no button mashing right here. Like, I do know what I'm doing with these guys. Some of the... Oh, he said as he got punched in the mouth. Alright, there we go. He's now down. Let me... Oh, that guy's got a Kroby. I think I can take him, though. The secret to these guys is to high kick him and then roll. And then once you do that, they should miss with their attack every single time. They do try and duck out of the way, though, so be aware. There we go. Ow! Or sometimes they head you off. Does he drop that crowbar? No, we can't loot the crowbar? Okay, that's fine. I don't really want the crowbar anyways. It's kind of dark in here. If I feel like I could use Cyberize or something, it would make this a little bit easier. It looks like there's an upstairs access. Oh, we can go up this way. Okay. Let's see if there's anything worth denoting. Oh, shit. No. Guns. No. Ow. How come it wouldn't... Arrgh. See, climbing sometimes... I was trying to get him to drop through. Alright, so we're back in right now. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead, and what happens is every time you die, the frame rate dies on you. At least I have that problem. I don't know what causes it, but... Sweet, got that all nice and fixed up. But anyways, yeah, the game is a little bit rough around the edges right now. Obviously, I think we're going to keep playing for just a minute. We need to find this guy down in the bottom... I don't know where he's at. It looks like we can go through here, maybe? We need to find this accountant for this guy. I want to do that as part of this. Ow. Ow. No. Get shot. Oh, God. Okay, so I guess this is the door that connects to the top side of that area that we were before. I've been walking around a little bit trying to figure stuff out, so we can go... Is any of this useful? Can we do anything with these computers? What does this do? We can hack it? Apparently I can't hack it at hacking, and we fell apart. Oh well, you do the best you can with what you have, and unfortunately the best I have was not enough. I guess your best wasn't good enough. And so that's that. We need to find this accountant, though. I don't know where the hell this guy is at, but we need to find him. What's in here? Something bad's gonna happen. Every time I go in one of these buildings, I regret it. Okay, so that's that building right there. It said that he was around in the docks somewhere, so let's maybe have a look around and see if we can track dude down. I don't know where this guy's at. Can I go this way over here? No, I can't go that way over there. Alright, we're gonna find out. There's concrete blocking my way, and there's firearms in every other direction, which is horrifying. Especially considering I'm out of medkits, and if I die again, it's just like, I don't want to die. That's definitely, you try not to do that during the course of your adventures, if you can keep it from happening. It actually doesn't look like... There might be something up top up there, it's hard to tell. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like our dude is around here. They said that I should check the bars and whatnot around the way. So I guess let's go deliver, we'll give the antidepressants to the old guy over here. Maybe? I wonder where he's at. Maybe he's in Fixer's Hope. It said that he might be in one of the neighboring areas. We'll find out. We're going to do this quest. I want to get this at least done by the time we get out of here. A couple things you want to note about this game, though, is that it's still, like, very much early access, and so by that token, it still has a lot... Oh, good. I like this ostentatious crime scene right here. This looks like a wonderful side of town. What does an Ergo Cola do? Does it do anything for me? Let's find out. Oh, it gives me a little bit of HP. Not much. What is this, like a condom vendor? Everything here is either a soda machine or a condom vendor. Yeah, there's a condom vendor right there. Kitty sitting on a dumpster. Hey, what's up, Kitty? You want to hang out for a little while? So, I will protect you, Kitty. I will defend you from all harm. Some random dude just like sitting around. Can I drop through it? Oh, what's this? Hold on. Hello? An old data chip. If you don't know what an old data chip does, it allows you to get extra XP. You basically, it's a consumable that gives you like 50 XP so that you can level up using it. You can buy them some places. Most of the time, what's down here? Ooh, I can pick a lock. Yeah, let's do that. I love using skills on camera. Hopefully there's no murderers or anything in here, though. I would prefer it. Doesn't look like this is going to be useful to us. Looks like an empty little storage area for like Twinkies or, I don't know, hand wipes or something. I'm not really sure. What does this do? Takes us down to like the lower docks, maybe? Wait, that connects to the same spot as up top? I feel a little bit of cognitive dissonance right now. Anyways, we've seen combat, we've seen like some of the basic tenets of the game. I'm going to keep looking for this guy, but let's talk about some of the things, if you're going to back this game, things you want to be aware of. First and foremost, on the pros column, I love the presentation of this game and I love what it's going for. However, it would be very, very insincere for me not to admit that the game is incredibly rough right now as it stands. The game is, ooh, an antique watch. Hell yeah, I'll steal from, what is this, sales reports? Oh, is this what's his name's house? Lock picking, what is this? Hold on. What's going on here? We got sales reports, we got an antique watch. Okay, nothing that indicates what's in here. Nothing. What's in this? Nothing. I'm just going through some random guy's house right now. Just like, don't worry about it. I'm looking at your stuff. Something is making like a tweedly noise. It's like tweedly tweedly. Tweedly. I don't know. It's making like a little noise. Either way, I think that's probably the accountant's house right there. 112 Dock Street. Okay. So apparently this still counts as the dock, so we probably want to look around. But yeah, it would be very, very disingenuous of me to say that the game is anywhere near complete right now. The game does have a lot of rough edges. For example, saves are like 50-50. Sometimes it saves, sometimes it doesn't. It just kind of depends like what day it is and what mood the game is in. Oh, I still have a med kit? Oh, well then I don't need you anymore. You get out of here. He's like, oh, I just wanted to feel loved. Nope, you're not loved. I don't need you. I leveled up again. Maybe handle that too. But as of right now, I feel like the presentation, the art style are very much on key. I like the soundtrack. I like the way that the game feels, and as they start to flesh it out a little bit further, I think it's a game that I can throw at least a little bit of my support behind. But you're definitely, if you get into this game, you are 100% backing a very, very early access game. And so there's just no telling. It may turn out in a way that you didn't expect as you go along the line. I mean, as of right now, a lot of the features have not been implemented. There's a lot of things that are like empty or don't work or just haven't been put in the game yet. And so you are jumping in very, very, very early with this game if you decide to back it for $15.99 on Steam. The cons are everything that's associated with all early access titles. There's going to be a lack of content. Things are going to be unpolished. You may feel like the game's not working sometimes. Definitely there have been things around that have caused me to be like, and have to restart a game every now and again. There are like these random little hangover issues that eventually will have to be dealt with. But as of right now, I think Dex is a game to keep an eye on. If you're not ready to purchase it or you don't feel like you want to jump in on another early access title, it's still one that I would tentatively just watch out of the corner of your eye, because it is an interesting game with things to offer. I think I think it will turn out to be one of those interesting titles that I'll probably end up LPing someday, to be honest. My name is Splattercat. This is Weekly Indie Newcomer. The game we are playing is Dex by Dreadlock Limited. It's in early access right now. It's only been in development for about 5 months, so it's very, very rough around the edges. It will take a little bit of, ooh, what's this right here? It will take a little bit of love. It will take a little bit of time before this game is done. Oh, that looks shocking over there. Never mind. We came across a shocking scene. Anyways, I will see you all later. Every Friday I do this series called Weekly Indie Newcomer. If you're new to the channel, I hope you will drop by next week to see what games I have on offer. Oh, it's a dead guy. What is this? An anniversary postcard and a key to 112. Oh, that's the accountant. Okay, so we found him. Well, then I feel like it would be mean of me not to turn it in. The smuggler's den? I don't think I want to be in here right now. Let's go turn in the quest so that you can all see what happens. We get paid for it, obviously. Let's go to the map real fast. I was already doing my outro, too. I think we need to go downtown for this one. Gotta take this thing downtown, which sounds vaguely sexual, but whatever. Into the house we go. But yeah, the game has all of those cornerstone problems you would note from an early access game, so don't jump into it if you're annoyed by bugs or anything else. I found Mr. Finch dead. God, I suspected it might have been the case, but any clue what happened? Not yet. I found his body under the bridge near his apartment. It's all I know for now. Anyways, I keep my word. Here's your reward. However, I will be grateful if you continue the investigation and find out what happened to him. Sure, if I find clues, I'll let you know. Here's the sales report. Thank you. Here's your reward as promised. Please, if you find out about his death, the reasons behind it, the people involved, let me know. Do we get a level up for that? Because it seems like we should get a level up for that. There's also no indication anywhere of how much XP you have, but I suppose that'll be added like later on or something. But yeah, if you're looking for an early access game to fiddle around with and maybe help develop, then this is a good one to keep an eye on. I'll see y'all next time. Take care, everybody, and hi-do.